This video was sponsored by NVIDIA, and this may be the last time that they sponsor me because I've never actually been able to video edit on a laptop this cheap. $1,000 is less than the price of this phone. And in 2025, it's the price that NVIDIA wants a video editing laptop to be that's actually able to edit on my level.
I don't believe that. Laptops that cheap are only for elementary school students.
It's true though. Now let me show you how to build a $1,000 video editing laptop. This is gonna blow your mind.
First thing that they add is an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 GPU.
To make sure things are powerful, but within budget. Then they give you a 1 terabyte SSD. Next, you add 16 gigabytes of RAM, which of course I'd want more, but this is probably sufficient for 99% of the VFX and editing that you or I do. Finally, you're gonna add in the Ryzen 7 260 CPU, and then you get the 18-inch full HD display. Now, if you put all these things together and shake really well, you get the ASUS TUF 18-inch laptop, which means I've actually been lying about the price.
You liar!
You see, this laptop technically isn't $1,000. It's actually a lot more expensive than that. But the loophole is that this laptop is $1,000 only through the 31st of December, and then after that, it goes back up to $1,600. If you want to take advantage of this deal, make sure to use the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description. But before you do, you may actually want to see if this works as a video editing laptop. NVIDIA is making all sorts of claims for this laptop. They're claiming that this 5060 laptop has faster exports, better effects playback, and improved AI-powered workflows compared to other systems in its class. Those claims are great, but we really only care about one thing today. How is Premiere gonna perform on this laptop? And is it possible to do VFX without having this thing blow up? So we're gonna try 3 VFX tricks from easy to difficult using this laptop. And the first is the most popular VFX trick used in long form and short form video. We're actually gonna use the object mask to mask you out and put text behind you. So the object mask in Premiere uses local on-device AI. So this will actually take advantage of this NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 GPU. First things first, we're gonna duplicate the clip, hold down Alt, bring out the duplicated clip out to the side. Then make sure that you are clicked on the clip, and then we're going to use the object mask tool in Premiere Beta. We're in Premiere Beta for this tutorial. Click on the object mask tool, and then we're going to click on the person that you're trying to mask out. Then we're going to track forward. That seemed to work. Now I'm gonna go and we're gonna track backward. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bring this currently unassigned mask and I'm gonna bring it over into opacity. What I'm now doing is I'm using this object mask to mask out the opacity so that the opacity, which is at 100%, is now revealing only what is inside this mask. Now I wanna drag this clip that I duplicated down below, and now we can see the background again. And what we're gonna now do is we're going to take this masked out clip and we're gonna put text behind it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the text tool and we're gonna type out a word. Let's type out Australia because I'm currently here in Australia. Let's go over to the properties panel and let's increase the size. Let's change the font to something cooler. Maybe this. Let's go down, drag the position down a little bit. Now we're gonna do the fun part. We're gonna drag this text behind me. And that's that. It's that simple, guys. Think of all of the cool things you can do now that you know how to put text behind a person. You know what, let's do one more thing. I wanna actually change the color of this text because it's kind of bleeding into the background. We're in the properties panel. Let's scroll down and let's change the fill to something cool, like maybe like a red. There we go. Looks amazing. I love how that looks. All right, so this laptop has now passed the first test with flying colors. Now for the second test, we're gonna clone ourselves and then share a drink of water. All right guys, in this tutorial we have two clips. One clip with me sitting on one side and then another clip of me sitting on the other side. We're gonna do something called compositing, which is basically putting two clips together and layering them so that you can see both clips at the same time. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use a VFX tool called a mask. And in Premiere, what you usually do is you mask effects. A mask, by the way, is basically controlling the area of the clip that you get to see at any certain point in time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mask the opacity effect. So I've overlaid both clips on top of each other. Let's first mask this first clip actually. Let's click on the pen tool. That's what draws a mask. And we're going to make 4 points. I want this side of the shape to be just over this water. So now you can see we're only seeing this part of the clip where we've masked it out. Right here, there's nothing. There's just a black void. What I then want to do is as soon as I sit down and then I set the water down, I want to do the trick. The trick is that I'm going to seemingly drink from a water cup and then have my twin, which is on another clip, as you can see, drink from that same water cup. How are we going to do that? Easy. What we're going to do is we're basically going to have the cup be placed in the exact same shot in both clips, and then we're going to mask away the first clip, but have it so that the background doesn't move, so you can't tell that you're actually masking away the first clip to reveal the second clip where the cup is actually in the exact same position. Confusing? Watch me do it and hopefully it makes sense. So as soon as I drop the cup on the table, I'm then going to keyframe the mask. I'm gonna toggle animation, that toggles keyframes, and then I'm gonna move the clip a little bit further, and then I'm going to take the mask and I'm going to move it so that I cut away from the cup in the first clip. Keyframes are really, really awesome. They are basically affecting an effect over time. And right now I'm affecting the mask path effect. That's basically the shape of the mask. So as I sit down, I mask away from the cup, and then I'm gonna bring this clip now underneath that first clip. All right. This clip is basically, I'll show it to you. It's basically me sitting on the other side. And of course that same water cup in the exact same position. I'm gonna then pick up the cup and then seemingly steal it from the other version of me in the other shot. As soon as I set it down, as you can see, this mask is secretly masking out the other clip so that you can see the same cup in the same position in the other shot, but you can't really tell that that's happening underneath. So it just seems like nothing is happening. And then I magically am able to then pick up the other cup that is in this second shot underneath the first shot. And that's it. Let's watch it through.
This laptop has been a game changer. I love playing games on it. City Skylines, I just downloaded this. Let's check this out. That's my water. What you doing? You mean our water.
So guys, masking is actually the basis of a lot of VFX tricks that you'll do. And while Premiere may not be as good as After Effects with masking, this laptop was completely adequate as far as allowing us to do this simple VFX trick. Okay, so far this laptop has passed the first 2 tests, but right now I want to really try to break this thing. So we're going to close Premiere Pro, and now we're going to open up After Effects. We're going to actually take my swiping screens pack and see if this laptop can handle the workflow and project files for this effect. All right guys, we are here in After Effects and we have a fairly complex but really fascinating VFX effect that we're doing. You can see that I have these selections that I'm selecting, and how this works is you basically have the ability to put anything that you want within any of these selections. So for example, in this example, I'm going to select between 3 cities. I think I have Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. So basically we're going to click on these comps and we're going to add our images within these comps. I'm just going to make sure this comp is filled up by each of these images. We're going to go into your media 2. I'm going to drag this image. I believe this image is Chicago. drag it out to all the way to the edge, and then we're gonna go to your media 3 into this comp, and we're gonna drag Los Angeles. There we go. That is a picture of Hollywood. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the main comp, the render comp, and we're now going to play through this and see how well this works. And there we go, pretty cool. Wow, okay, so this laptop nailed all 3 of these effects. For $1,000, this may be the best budget laptop for video editing, but we have one last test. How is it for personal use? Is it a decent gaming laptop? All right, so now it's time to load up one of my favorite games of all time. We're talking about City Skylines, and I want to actually put some of the gameplay behind me. So I've played a lot of games in my life, and is this a high-end gaming PC? No, but I feel like it's gonna be able to handle the majority of the games that you throw at it. Do I wish it had maybe a little bit more RAM? Of course, but this NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 GPU is not something to be slept on. If you want a laptop that's powerful for most video editing and VFX work, and also gives you the ability to game on it, for $1,000, you are not gonna get a better laptop for this price.